remember it as my head coach telling me, you know, hey, you're going to go work with Barney and the head grounds crew here at Angel Stadium. But I'm sure it was a little bit more, hey, would you have any interest in doing that? And, you know, for me as a kid, my dream was to be a big leaguer. And in high school, that was very much the same dream. And ultimately, I said, yeah. And the first game was White Sox, Angels. I want to say Manny Ramirez was in a White Sox uniform at that time. And I just remember that day, like, the first time I was dragging the field. So I was in charge of the lines that day, bullpen mounds, and in between inning drag. And I remember that, like, the lines were fine, the bullpen was fine, learned how to maintain a mound a little bit. And when we got to just dragging the field, I was like, all right, don't look up, just follow the line of the guy in front of me, because I was like in the middle of the pack, so if I screwed up, anyone can clean up my mess. But at the end of the day, almost got you. But at the end of the day, it was really cool dragging the field. I didn't look up. I think it was the sixth inning after the third and sixth or something. It's like when they drag. Might be different now, but I think that's when we did it. I noticed that that second time out, I looked up and noticed where I was, and it was a pretty cool feeling. It was such a, I mean, this was the dream, right? Like, I wanted to be out here, and I was in the middle of it.
You're a part of it, and honestly, I don't think everyone understands the hours committed for a big league grounds crew, and it involves looking at radar, although in Southern California, you don't get too much rain.
Not so much.
But getting the tarp on the field, making sure the bullpen mounds are ready to go, the big league mound is ready to go. I mean, how many times do we see a complaint from a starting pitcher that's not perfect? It has to be perfect. It's the big leagues.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be perfect. The foul lines I wasn't concerned about, but I didn't know that there was like little like tie-ins to help them paint the lines, and just like the little details that went into, you know, keeping a field and stuff. But I learned a lot about maintaining a mound, building a mound, and it's actually led to me building mounds in the off season. I built one this last off season for one of the local groups I work with, Power Cross Ministries in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so we built a 3-pack mound, built it to major league specs, can move the plates around to make sure that the kids can throw at their distances. So, you know, all the experience has still been used. And funny enough, my senior year in high school, my head coach had left, and let's just say the field got a little on the wayside a little bit. And so I was in charge of mowing, infield grass, dragging. So luckily, the experience my sophomore and junior seasons, in the handful of games that I was here for, it was pretty cool, and was able to use that going into my senior year.
All right, let me just paint a picture. You do 15 years in the big leagues. You make a good living. Maybe you're on the mound in a World Series game or two in your life. When it's all over, Cole Irvin's 45, 50 years old. Are you getting back in the grounds crew game? Are you running some golf course somewhere, another love of yours, to make sure the fairways are good?
Yeah, you know what? I still would love to be a part of the game in some capacity, and at the end of my career. And yeah, if it's in high school or wherever it may be, I still would like to maintain a field. I mean, I truly enjoy the process it takes to just maintain a big league diamond, the quality that goes into it, all the materials, different environments, just the detail that goes into it. And you know, I have a pretty good resource to rely on when I have some questions. So ultimately, yeah, I'd still maintain them. I'd still love to do it, and probably would do it on my own pasture, you know, probably on the grass side of things. But at the end of the day, this is really kind of where I was sure that I wanted to become a big leaguer. That experience, and the fact that I was able to write it off as community service hours. Sorry to my high school for that. So the fact that I was able to do that, I might have been the only kid that had that experience. So, and it just solidified where I wanted to be at the end of the day.